If you haven't already heard, then I have news for all of you Doctor Who fans. The BBC has confirmed that Matt Smith is leaving Doctor Who. Let's discuss that. Well, I can say that I didn't see this coming, and the main reason why is because everyone, including Matt, have been leading us to believe for the past 6 months that he was sticking around for Series 8. As if the fangirls didn't already have enough to bitch about at the end of the finale where John Hurt was introduced as the Doctor. Their fangirly fantasy world of wishy-washy, lovey-dovey, soapy romance and swooning is once again threatened by the departure of a Doctor. Okay, let me get right to my thoughts. First of all, I'm not in the least upset that Matt Smith is leaving. Why not? Well, because it's Doctor Who, and one actor leaving and another being cast is normal. The Doctor regenerating? This concept shouldn't be new to anyone, even the fangirls. What annoys me is that all of the fangirls are whining and moaning, "Oh, why is Matt Smith leaving?" Why is this news upsetting to you? You pitched the same bitch fit back in 2010 when Tennant left. And you're the ones that said the series would suck afterwards. Now you say the series will suck if John Hurt is the Doctor? Why is the news of Matt Smith leaving so mind-numbingly shocking to you? You've only been watching since 2005 and you've already seen Eccleston regenerate into Tennant and Tennant into Smith. You must have known at the start of Series 5 that this day would eventually come. Oh well, I suppose it's my fault for expecting a shred of common sense from someone who's been watching for 8 years and still knows nothing about the show except that the lead actor is hot. The other thing that's irritating me about this news going public is that everyone and their mama is suggesting who they think should be the next Doctor. And none of them are suggesting John Hurt. What the fuck? You just read a title card in last week's episode that said introducing John Hurt as the Doctor. Then you justify not including Hurt as the Doctor by saying, well, Matt Smith's doctor said that he doesn't go by the name of the Doctor. What? That doesn't even qualify as an explanation. Well, he's the Doctor, but he doesn't call himself the Doctor, so that incarnation doesn't count? Why is no one willing to even entertain the notion that John Hurt could be the next Doctor? Is it because he's old? Get the hell over it. If you can't watch Doctor Who because the actor portraying the Doctor doesn't give you an orgasm every time he blinks, then you're not a Doctor Who fan. If you stop watching, good riddance. Now, I know what I'm about to say next grossly passes for wishful thinking, but it almost feels like Stephen Moffat is wrapping up things that he started back in 2008 with Silence in the Library. And the 50th anniversary kind of feels like a turning point for Doctor Who. Maybe Moffat wants to reboot the series and start over fresh again like he did with Series 5. If that's the case, might I make a few suggestions? Ditch the episodic format and return to a serial format. This was perhaps the dumbest thing they ever did for Doctor Who. Not only did we lose the cliffhanger ending, which was a staple of the original series, but stories suffered in terms of plot development, often having rushed endings due to the 45-minute time constraint. My suggestion is to divide the season into 7 separate stories and allot 2 episodes per story. That way you get a semi-serial format and we get the cliffhanger endings back. Number 2, cast an actor for the role of the Doctor who's over 35. The older the actor is playing the Doctor, the easier it is to avoid the temptation to tinker with romantic ties between the Doctor and his companion, or anyone for that matter. Granted, the series has always been intended for kids, but trust me, you don't have to have a young actor in the role of the Doctor for kids to relate to it. You think your little kid audience even knows what relating to the show means? No, nor do they care. They just want to watch their favorite science fiction show. When you cast an actor for the Doctor that's supposed to be young, brashing, and handsome, it just reinforces the classic fans' belief that you don't give a shit about them. All you care about is the trend hoppers watching that watch shows like Once Upon a Time and Beauty and the Beast. Number 3, write a companion that's not from Earth. For the last 8 years, we've had to deal with a companion from modern-day Earth. Now, I know presumably this was an attempt to form a connection between the fans and the series, but again, Doctor Who fans don't give a shit about that. They would actually prefer that you not make ties with Earth. You seriously insult your audience's intelligence when you do that. You make it seem like the notion of traveling to distant worlds in different time periods is so incomprehensible to them that they need some element rooted in their home time period to act as a lifeline. Moffat, please! Most of these people grew up on Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Quantum Leap, Sliders, and Back to the Future. Time and space travel is not beyond their comprehension. They followed Star Wars for pity's sake, and it was set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Let's have a companion that doesn't have any ties to Earth whatsoever. Preferably male, since the main companion for the past 8 years has been female. For contrast, by the original series' 8th year, the Doctor had already met 7 male companions, if we're including Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, Sergeant Benton, and Captain Yates. Now, I've also been getting a lot of heat for this, with people telling me that the new series has also had a ton of male companions. In the past 8 years of Doctor Who, Mickey Smith's total episode appearance count is 13 if we're counting the end of time. Captain Jack is 11, again if we're counting the end of time. Wilfred Mott is 8, Craig Owens is 2, Jackson Blake is 1, and Rory Williams is coming in first place with a total episode appearance count of 27, if we're counting his brief appearance in closing time. That's 6 male characters, none of which were considered the main companion, except for maybe Jackson Lake and Craig Owens, who were in 1 and 2 episodes respectively. I want a male companion in the place of Clara, the main companion, and none of that competing over a girl shit, or none of that insinuated homosexual affection like Moffat seemed hell-bent on doing with Captain Jack and Craig Owens. In other words, I want a Jamie McCrimmon, a Turlough, a Ben Jackson, an Ian Chesterton. Number 4, return Doctor Who to its roots. Let's ditch this whole Harry Potterish fantasy magical theme that Moffat has been doing for the last 2 seasons and focus more on believable, realistic science fiction horror like the original series. I recently likened the new series of Doctor Who to Big Bad Beetleborgs and Masked Rider. Those were rip-offs of Power Rangers in the 90s that came on Saturday mornings for kids. Is that what you want Doctor Who to be? A Saturday morning kids cartoon? No! You want it to be a late night, Saturday night fright. As always, comment below with your opinions, suggestions, rants, whatever. You can also post video responses. I welcome the discussion. My fiancée has also just posted in her blog with her 5 suggestions of who she thinks the next Doctor should be. Here's the link. I also have a review blog where I'm reviewing all the new episodes of Doctor Who since Rose and rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how close they follow the criteria of the original series. Go here for that. Be sure to like this video and share it with all of your friends wherever and whenever you're having a discussion about the near future of Doctor Who. Bye bye.